Hey everybody, Miss Frantz here, and I have a helper today. James is with me. Do you want to say hi? Go ahead, say hi.
Hi.
So he's going to help me talk about our poetry review, and all of this is stuff that we've done in class together. So it shouldn't be too new, and I'm hoping this video will help you if you didn't understand it when we went over it initially. So the first thing I want to talk about is alliteration. Alliteration is when you repeat the initial consonant sound in a series of words or the first sound. So if I were going to alliterate James, I might say James loves jams and jellies. Do you like jams and jellies? Say it out loud. You don't want to? He says no, he does not like jams and jellies. James does not like jams and jellies. That would still be alliteration. So the example I always use is dark days, right? Because you have the D in dark and in days, and you can hear that dark days. It's the first sound in each word. Now in a line of poetry, you may have 10 or 15 or 20 words, and it doesn't have to be every word. It has to be at least 2 or 3 for it to count. We're not going to spend too much time on that because we spent a lot of time on it in our poetry unit. You also have, for this day's assignment, iambic pentameter. This is the one that we spent just a very short amount of time on, and you guys, some of you got it really fast, some of you struggled a little bit, and I think some of you were lost the whole time, and I just went too fast for it to make sense. So hopefully this video will be helpful. Shakespeare uses a lot of iambic pentameter. Where? Right here? That says feet. We're going to talk about that in a second. Iambic pentameter is 10 syllables per line, which means it has 5 feet, right? So if a line has 10 words in it, and each word is 1 syllable long, then it gets longer, like 100? That's close, yeah. Then each foot would be 2 words. So a foot is 2 syllables. So if you have 10 syllables and 5 feet, that makes sense, right? Basic math. And my dog is coughing. This is going to be a fun video. Each foot also has 1 unstressed or short sound followed by 1 stressed or long sound. And those are usually shown with these symbols, a U and a little dash. So let's look at some examples of that. So, this poem, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day, is fairly famous, right? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? There are your syllables. I've marked them with feet markers, right? Let's get this up really fast. So each of these little slashes here, that's a foot marker. That's showing you where the feet are separated. And then I've also numbered them for you. You can see. So, short, long, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Okay, so if it's iambic pentameter, it will have 10 syllables, and it does, 5 feet, and it does, and there'll be an unstressed followed by a stressed, or a short followed by a long syllable in each foot, which it does. Another way of showing it is right down here, just a little bit. There we go. In this section right here, you see it, the U and the slash, U slash. It's the exact same line. So let's do these next few lines together. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Okay? So if we have 5 feet, that means we'll have 4 feet markers. So it would be unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, the and then at, right? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. The next line. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. And you can see it follows that same pattern of unstressed and stressed syllables. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. And again, 10 syllables, unstressed followed by stressed. Now, we didn't go into a lot of depth in this when we first did it because really you just need to be able to identify it and know what it is. In your iLearn packet for the day, your assignment is to practice it. It's to practice doing that on some lines. A couple of you have already turned it in. And just be really sure that when you're typing it out, and I'm sorry I didn't give you a version just to edit on your own, but when you're typing it out, don't add words, because if you add any words or leave out any words, it's going to mess up the rhythm and it's going to mess up your marking of it. So you need to mark, here are all the things you need to mark. The feet, and that's this, where you put a slash between the syllables. You need to mark the feet. You need to mark the stressed and unstressed syllables. Okay, that's the U's. Hold on, buddy. And the I's. And I think that's it for the iambic pentameter, I'm pretty sure. If you do that, we'll call it good. If you want, you can number them, just like I did up here. That's fine as well. It's totally up to you. So this is iambic pentameter. If you have any questions, remind, text me, email me, whatever works for you. And hopefully this was helpful. James, do you have anything you want to say to the big kid before we go? You don't? You want to say bye?
Bye.
Say have a great day. You don't want to? Okay, he says have a great day. Miss you guys. Talk to you soon.